That common sense team. Somehow it turned into a fucking superpower in this world, and I have no idea how that happened. But who gives a fuck how it happened? The fact that it did happen is now going to work to old Steve's advantage, that one, eh? It's because people don't try in life, eh, man? That's why we lost common sense. You know, you got to go out there in life and experience it for what it is, and really absorb every experience that comes your way, whether it's good or bad, eh? And it's about using not only your initiative, but using your instincts to just figure it out, man. And it's that lazy-minded attitude, eh, that really holds you back, eh? You see, when you find yourself just not trying in life, and especially if you've got that type of attitude where I already know what I'm doing, yeah, no, you really don't know shit when you say that, eh? And the problem is when you know everything about the world, or you think you do, hey, you just don't try anymore, eh? What's the point of fucking trying if you know everything, eh? Like, you already know everything. Even though that whole belief is not displayed in your life, but apparently you still know fucking everything, eh? But I was able to sort of see this type of behavior from humanity start happening a long time ago, eh? And it was because it was a choice, eh? See, the reason we don't have common sense in this world because we made that choice that we don't need it. We actually started putting other rules on ourselves to protect ourselves because God help if we have to fucking think for ourselves, eh? We've got to have a rule so we know to follow the rule, you know. And although rules are good sometimes, you know, you just got to know which ones, you know, are just stealing your focus and your thinking ability, eh? You know, it's more important that you just learn to fucking think for yourself, man. You know, using that initiative. Now, when it comes to your initiative, hey, you just gotta think about it, man. You know, to start fucking thinking about things, eh? Like, really fire that brain up, eh? You know, in order for you to achieve common sense, which is now a superpower. So understand that bit now, eh? You know, if you're able to gain the power of common sense, the advantage you'll have over most human beings, it's pretty massive, eh? Just having common sense, you know, saves you in a lot of areas, saves you a lot of fucking heartache, headache, and all those other fucking aching things, just because you had that initiative to react on it, eh? And that's why most people are trumping themselves up, getting tripped up in life, because they never reacted to it, eh? You know, they never had common sense to see what's coming their way to put themselves in a better position. Not sure why people do that to themselves, eh? You know, like, fuck it now. I have a plan, man. But there's a lot of skills that you've got to develop in order to gain that common sense, eh? And sometimes you just need that person in your life to give you that kick up the ass all the fucking time, eh? You know, just to get you in the right direction, wake your head up, because you just might be that person who's a bit of a numbskull, cunt, eh? But that's alright, even you can learn common sense, eh? But you've got to lose a lot of those annoying factors to yourself. You know, it doesn't annoy you if you want to be a fucking idiot and go fuck yourself up out in the world, eh? Not at all. But you got to ask yourself, what are you doing here, man? Like, what the fuck are you up to? Clearly you don't have common sense. So, yeah, you're really just going to trip yourself up. And it's probably happening already. And because you don't actually know what's going on, because you don't have common sense, you know, watch those mistakes to start piling up on each other, eh? Yeah, you can be focused on it, and it's important to be focused in life. But that's the whole point of common sense, is so that you can display your focus elsewhere, but still have that common sense as a bit of an insurance policy, just a tautoko you, eh? There's something that you can reference back on, eh? I probably won't fucking follow that cunt there, because from my experience, that's the no good one, eh? And then you're wondering probably why is that cunt doing it anyway? Yeah, it's probably because he's got no common sense, no life experiences, and hey, maybe he's just exploring, eh? You see, you've got to get over yourself for making mistakes, eh? And I find a lot of people, when they make mistakes, they're really embarrassed by it, eh? That's why you got to make as much mistakes as you can, like when you're younger, eh? You see, it's very important when you're younger, and like the age you should start really is pretty much when you brought to this planet, bro. So when you're born, that's when you really want to wake the fuck up, eh? You probably think you have no control over yourself at that time. I guess that is true. That's where it kind of helps having parents that have that belief in Picard an education that student knows that the day you start learning is the day you come into this earth. Generally, it's just human ignorance that believes because you're a baby you can't learn, And that's what happens when we don't have common sense, man. We start believing other things that are bullshit, Start looking at some of your beliefs and ask yourself, is there common sense in there, man? Does it make sense? Giving yourself the upper hand in life is what you really should be aiming for. You really want that advantage, especially if you understand competition. We live on planet Earth, man, you know. And even Stu knows that I'm not actually the best at what I am. I strive to be the best, definitely in my duties and what I want to achieve in life, definitely. I'm not a quitter, man. I fucking go hard, But there's some things that can help me out, And common sense is one of them, Just having to fucking think about what I'm doing and putting it into play in a real life manner, And that's where people fail to connect that common sense, but because they think, well, what do you really need today? And so they start adding everything up in your life and use it to your advantage. Knowing that you must use things to your advantage, using your whole life to your advantage. I mean, what's the fucking alternative? Disadvantaging yourself? Pretty fucked those ones, Talk about fucking giving yourself a headache again. But that's what ends up happening, You start giving yourself that fucking headache and you just had enough, Start getting a bit of ho-ha with yourself, man. That you actually start, downing on yourself when all you had to do was look yourself in the mirror, tell yourself the truth that, hey, I can do it a little bit more better, but I've just got to pull my fucking head in, So it's one of those funny ones, Especially when Stu's out there and he sees people fucking their lives up, sometimes to the point of injuring themselves, and you're asking yourself, well, how the fuck did you not see that coming? It's because you're stupid, man. But that's not a thing that you volunteered for, man. You didn't volunteer to be stupid. You actually deliberately chose it. Because being stupid is actually a fucking choice, man. So I'd say just choose a bit more smart, man. And do yourself a favour. Think about it, Fuck, have some common sense, man. It'll only work for you. And you'll probably find a lot of troubles that are in your life, they'll just start disappearing because you had a bit of a think about it, You had that foresight to know we won't go down that road, Fuck that. But use everything to your advantage, And common sense is one of them. Yeah. Once you know, I'll still care for you, Pretty mean, alright.